Ready or not, here I come.
I like trap music.
Gonna find you
and make you love
You know what though?
me.
Lauryn Hill kind of sucks. But I'm a 90s guy, so like the Fugees were insane.
No.
Sorry.
Fuck that.
Man, you keep stealing
I stole
my
your
line,
shit. You
man.
stole my shit, dude.
I guess, yeah.
Like you just kept on going.
I know.
God damn it.
Yeah.
And I realized
Hey.
this last episode, we really have fucked up our format.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that like really completed the
whole thing. Yeah.
tie a bow on that.
We're gonna get back to format.
Or not. I mean, we're gonna
Formatting.
try, but I think
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think
if you
it's
like our conversation, please
possible.
listen.
Yeah.
If you don't, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if it's
I'd really
possible.
like you to listen. I'd like a whole lot more people to listen, but
For sure.
I'm also of the opinion that if you don't like it, don't listen to it. If you don't like something, don't bother with it.
Yeah.
But if you do, absolutely fucking shout it out, man. Shout it from the fucking rooftops.
Yeah.
Get it out there. I think, word of mouth has been probably one of our biggest,
Yeah, it's been
word of mouth has added 9 more people to our listening block.
Yep.
Yeah. 9 more people is 9 more people.
No, I'm with
$20
you.
is $20, bro.
Hey, man. You ain't kidding. Bro, listen. That's what I'm saying. Like, today we have 3 people. Tomorrow we have 300.
Oh, we're all over the board,
The
dude.
next day
Like,
we've got 3 again. And I'm like, well, damn.
It's
We
all
just
over.
pissed off 297 people.
Yeah. Wholeheartedly. We're just all over the board.
And then it's 600 people. And I'm like, I don't know why.
Apparently we said something good.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's fucking weird. Oh, you took the lighter. You know what is good though? That damn Blanton's. The fucking Japanese.
It is delicious. And after this, I'm going to have another
Blanton's.
sip of that Blanton's. The Japanese Blanton's is fucking fire.
That shit is good, man.
Very cherry forward.
Yep.
Very, very delicious. I mean,
Oily.
Buffalo Trace is, like I said, Buffalo Trace is
It's like your go-to.
every man that drinks bourbon should have that on their shelf.
Yeah. I've always heard about Buffalo Trace. Never was able to find one until you told me where they carry it here.
There's only one place.
Yep.
Literally.
So I got one. I was able to try it. I really didn't have super high expectations, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it in such a good way that I was like, it should be decent. And it was better than what I expected. And for the price, I think it's like in the top 3 of bang for your buck.
I think the price is what sells it the most.
For sure.
When
It's almost unbeatable. Like you're not gonna drink Blanton's every day. You're not gonna buy a $300 bottle, drink it every day, and then go back and buy another one. That's
highly in. It's not. It's not a realistic goal.
It's
right?
not for
but
us.
if you really want to sit down and have a good glass of bourbon on a regular basis, Buffalo Trace is your shit, dude.
Even
$26 a bottle,
right?
If you get it at the right place.
Yep. And
your average is like 35.
Yeah.
Based on, because Buffalo Trace is only allocated, right?
Right.
For you as a retailer of alcoholic beverages, liquor in general, for you to get Buffalo Trace on a regular, you can't just get Buffalo Trace.
You have to buy bunch of
Eagle
other
Rare.
shit
You have
from
to
the
you have to buy
distillery,
7. I think there's 7 other brands that come from that one distillery, and you have to buy into those. And you're talking about bottles that I mean average $80 a bottle.
Same as Blanton's, right?
Yeah.
Like
Blanton's comes from the same distillery.
Yeah. So if you just want Blanton's, you can't get it.
Just Blanton's.
Matter of fact, the cat out here who owns the place.
Yeah.
He was telling me about that because I'm like, man, Blanton's. And he was like, oh, fuck them. Because I just want Blanton's, but I got to buy 10 other.
But he sells them because of me.
Yeah.
He sells them because of me, because I go in and I buy them.
Right.
Eagle Rare, one of my favorites.
Dude,
Eagle Rare is a
badass.
solid fucking bourbon.
But you're going to pay for that one. You know,
yeah, you're going to pay $80
You're going to pay for
it.
it. It's a little more hot than
there's one that I hope in the next few episodes, we'll see how it goes. I really want a bottle of E.H. Taylor.
Yeah.
And if anybody's feeling generous, by all means, you can always send us a bottle.
We love every one of you.
I don't have a P.O. box to tell you where to send it or anything like that. You just kind of have to find me. And if you know me, you know where to find me.
Exactly.
But yeah, E.H. Taylor is another one that like. I've heard so many good things about it.
Never tried it.
$200 a fucking bottle.
Mm-hmm.
$200 a bottle. And I'm like, yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it one day. One day I will have a small amount of expendable income that I'll be like, yes, I'm gonna absolutely not do responsible things with it. I'm gonna buy bourbon.
But you know what's crazy?
Because I love doing that.
Yeah.
Like it's one of my favorite things. Like I can't tell you the dopamine hit that I get from that shit.
Dude.
You're like, I really got to take care of this thing, but fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I'm getting some fucking bourbon.
Right. Can't beat it, man.
No, you can't. It's
dude, it was
dopamine hit just fucking, it's solid. It sticks with you for an hour or so.
I'm trying to think like what, and it was,
but I've never had like FOMO or like regret from buying any one of these bottles.
No.
I've always enjoyed exactly what I fucking bought.
Yep. Same.
That bottle of fucking
like I'm a fan.
Knob Creek was fucking amazing.
Yep. Yeah. Matter of fact, I just had a guy telling me about Knob Creek. Now, the Knob Creek, that was a 15-year?
15-year, yeah. Now, the 9 year is only like fucking $30, $40 a bottle.
What's in between those? Is it a 10 or 12?
No. So, nope, hold on.
There's something under the 15.
There's a 12 and there's a 15, and I bought the 12. No,
you bought the 15.
I bought the 15.
Yeah,
I did.
It was the 15.
Yeah. Okay.
You had a 15, but there's one under that.
There's a 12-year.
And there was a guy telling me about
9,
it. He's
12,
like,
and
it's the
15.
best. It's the best. And I'm like, it might be good, but I don't know, man. That 15 was spot on. And I haven't tried the 12, so I don't know. Now I might be in a position.
Honestly, haven't seen a bottle of 12 yet.
No. The guy.
I always look.
So I don't know though, because the 15 was good.
Yeah.
But I do remember
the 9 at 100 proof it's not as smooth, but it is a solid choice.
You remember the Redbreast 12 and 15.
Yeah. The 12 was better.
Yeah. Both are great whiskey.
Yeah.
15 costs a lot more. Very hard to get.
Yeah.
But the 12 to me is a better whiskey.
It's all day. It's a more drinkable whiskey.
It is.
It's something that you can sit down, have a couple glasses, a good conversation, and a good cigar with somebody, and really enjoy that moment. Right. The 15, it was spicier.
Yeah.
It was spicier. It was a little more.
It was
it was at 102.
Yeah, it was up there.
Yeah, it was high proof.
100 proof, something like that. You know,
it was a high proof, and you're
there.
just like, you
can tell
a couple glasses of 100 proof tends to fucking it really beats on you.
Yeah, it does.
Like it really does. And me, a guy who can really hold.
Yeah.
Look, I'm Irish. I'm Irish. I'm blood Irish. I can fucking drink.
We know.
And here we go. I'm an alcoholic. Motherfucker, I can hold my shit. I can hold my shit way better than you can.
You can.
I don't get 2 glasses and go, I don't know what we're talking about. I get 2 glasses and I'm like, let's get spicy.
This motherfucker can drink. It's true though. It's true.
I can fucking drink. But I do, the older I get, the less I am about the quantity.
Yeah.
The more I am about the quality.
Yeah.
I prefer a really good. It doesn't even have to be high end. It just has to be good.
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace. Listen, I'll tell you right now, dude.
Yeah.
One of my absolute always has been a go-to. It's fucking $19.99 for a giant bottle.
Yeah.
Evan Williams, hands down, puts out a solid drinkable bourbon.
Right.
You can
I've
you
heard
can
about that
shoot it.
too, but I've never.
You can shoot it. You can mix it. You can drink it straight. It's better cold than it is room.
Yeah.
But money in, product out.
Yeah.
It's solid.
Right.
And their 100 proof bottled in bond.
Yeah.
Is delicious. Albeit 100 proof again.
Yeah.
We're back at that.
Yeah, for sure.
You can only have a couple.
And you know what? Through a lot of bourbon reviews and whiskey gods, a lot of people, there's a consensus, right? That most of the higher proof stuff has less water added in the aging. Yeah, and it tastes better. It has more concentrated flavor, but I don't always find that to be the case.
I don't agree.
I don't agree with that like 100%. I don't agree. But that could be the case in some places, okay? Like in some bourbons or whiskeys, whatever, it could be that you're...
And one of the things that I've always appreciated with whiskey in general is distill it somewhere outside of its norm, and you get different flavors. You get unique,
for sure,
like regional flavors, right?
Yeah.
Like take the Garrison for example. You and I both have had that conversation where
Texas,
that's a Texas bourbon.
Yep.
God only knows, but I'd love to know ingredient wise, because when you brew bourbon, when you distill bourbon, you cannot deviate from the recipe.
Right.
The only thing that can change in your recipe is how deep you char the wood and the water you use. Everything else has to be the same.
And the age.
Yeah, your age.
There's a minimum.
There's a minimum, but outside of that, you can go to the moon.
Right.
Like you could 100-year age that shit.
Yep.
And it may be the best fucking thing in the world. But I look. Also, we also have to remember the longer you age it, the more you lose.
Yes.
Right. Because of evaporation, soaking into the barrel itself. The Garrison has all the qualities of a bourbon. It's amazing.
But it's really unique.
It is very unique in its back flavor, like its aftertaste, its mouthfeel, everything.
The front end.
Yeah.
It's
every time I drink it, I get this salty, sticky flavor. You know, like it's almost like a molasses.
That's funny,
to a certain extent, but it's very salty.
It's like with me,
and I know that has something to do with the water.
Probably.
Like it has to be.
Now, see, with the Blantons, one of the very first things that I get is this thick, oily mouthfeel, which I love.
Yeah.
That you don't get on a lot of other whiskeys.
Yeah, you want something to sit in your mouth and go,
it
sticks to your
slightly sticky, thick.
Yeah. It
oily.
Sticks to your mouth and you get that flavor through and through. Yeah.
And it has like a elevated feel to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel thin and watery or
I know exactly what
you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's very subtle. Like you're not going to drink it and be like, "Oh, it's thick." It's not like milk.
No.
But it just has
it has a different texture to it.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's just enough to make it feel more expensive. It feels silky.
Wholeheartedly.
It feels silky.
Yep.
It has something to it.
It doesn't burn your tongue when you drink it.
Right.
But it has a spice at the end that you're like, okay, yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Whereas some other ones
it comes off sweet at the beginning.
They have a front end pepper spice that makes it feel
almost
cheaper.
Turns you off. Yes.
Yeah.
It almost turns you off from wanting to take another sip.
Yeah.
Yes. That's your Jim Beams.
Right.
Jim Beam, there's zero point that I could drink that without adding
2 liter of Coke,
a 2 liter of Coca-Cola to it, just out of one shot. Like it's not drinkable. It is Jim Beam is always a mixed drink, but that's a bourbon, right? Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark's another one. I'm not a giant fan of it.
You know what though?
There
was a Maker's, and it was a store pick.
There's a small batch that I want.
There was a store pick, like shit, man. What was it? I regret not buying it now, But looking back, and that's the thing, like you said, I just look at makers and I'm like,
it's the same old shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a store pick. It was like
that's how I felt about Knob Creek for a while.
It was a barrel proof store pick down at our local ABC.
Okay.
And it had a different label. It had the date on it. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, should I get it? Because it could be different. Dude, I've watched people with store pick barrel proof Eagle Rare swear this shit's better than Blanton's. It's better than everything. This is one of the best. This is one of the best. And this is a whiskey guy.
Sure.
Hands down.
I give you.
And he may be.
You're like a Sears guy?
He may be over exaggerating, but people swear by the barrel proof store pick, the one off.
Really?
Yeah, dude. A lot of it.
I'm the guy that walks into the store and goes, "What's the weirdest fucking bottle you got? Let me see that first, and then I'll make my decision from there."
And like you said about price,
that's what attracted me to the Garrison, because it was a very odd looking bottle.
Yeah.
Giant star on the front of it. Like,
price can lead you in the right direction.
Yes,
but it's not the end all be all. Mm-mm. Because look, I know you're not a Scotch guy. My two favorite Scotches to date:
Band-Aids and Iodine, boy.
Lagavulin 16, which is...
And your Ardbeg 10.
120. Yeah. And Ardbeg 10, which is a fucking $40, $50 bottle.
Yeah.
And there's shit all
I love that. I love the Ardbeg bottle. I really do. The branding on it it's gorgeous. Dude, it's a gorgeous bottle.
It is.
It's not a bad Scotch. Again, I'm not a Scotch drinker, right? The smell that I get from it is what turns me off from wanting to drink it.
Well, it's because you haven't given it a chance long enough, though. Like, dude,
I drank quite a bit of it one night.
One night?
Yeah, I was hammered by the time I went home.
How long did you have
My wife made me cry that night.
All right, look. How long did you have to drink straight bourbon, whiskey, Irish to really get past? All right. So for me, I'm going to say this. For me,
you want my honest answer? Like, I've been drinking whiskey since since I could drink.
But what I mean
legally,
is,
because apparently there's fucking laws against it.
But usually when you start drinking, it's like Jack and Coke, and I'm talking whiskey, Crown and Coke, Jim Beam and Coke. It's a mixed drink.
That's where I started.
Yeah. Most of us do, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even realize
you're like, that's cheap.
Yeah.
You go to the nightclub or the local pool hall.
Well, and it's not just that it's cheap. If you just take a shot of that Jim Beam, or you just drink a 2-finger glass, you're like,
yeah, burns. Fire. Yeah, it's fire. It's fire through and through.
If somebody's like, what does it taste like? You're gonna be like, it tastes like it burns.
Tastes like I died twice.
Yeah.
Literally.
So I think, we get in our head that whiskey is just really hot grain alcohol.
It's like burn.
It's like drinking vodka. It's like drinking gin. It's
no. You want something that burns? Go drink Everclear.
But how long?
Especially if you want to just drink trash.
How long did you have to drink straight whiskey in a glass before you realize, like,
I really like the flavors?
I can really taste it now. I can smell it now.
I mean,
all right, and I'll give you an example. My wife,
I'm 42 years old, so it's been a while.
So it hasn't been for me.
I mean, you can hear it in my voice. Like, I'm a smoker. Yeah. I'm a drinker. Like, it's there.
Yeah.
You can hear that.
You look
like I've weathered myself. I look like sun-dried leather, like a old catcher's mitt.
Oh, fuck me, dude.
I kept a straight face. That
was fucking good. That was so good.
But yeah, no, dude, I've drank whiskey for a very long time. It's never been a gotta have it, right? Yeah, like I've never had a collection.
Right.
Until you and I sat down and started
hobbying out.
Yeah,
for sure.
And when you and I started hobbying,
and it kind of elevated the whole experience.
I want everybody to know, like, tried and true, clear, fucking, this is how it happened. Jimmy and I had these conversations that we have now.
Yeah.
Without a microphone.
Yes.
For a very long while. And Jimmy came to me one day and was like, let's put it through a microphone and see what happens.
Yeah.
And these conversations came from
drinking whiskey,
smoking cigars, and
talking shit.
And talking shit.
Yeah.
And our conversations are like, I think they're personally, like, I'm going to gloat a little bit. I think they're pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But really, like, they're fairly in depth. And I mean, format or not, like, we
typically just talk about the same shit.
Yeah.
Like we don't purposefully try to do something different now than what we do, like when we're like, oh, hey, what's going on, man? The same shit. Mm-hmm. Hey, did you hear about so-and-so? It's this fucking thing. Look, that's what we do.
Yep.
So it's just what we've done. So we didn't purposefully try to make a format in a
5 years now.
Yeah, I honestly don't.
2019?
Probably. Yeah. No, it's
2018.
Yeah, maybe 2018, man.
It's when you and I started bullshitting.
Yeah. Pre-COVID. That's going to be
very
like
much pre-COVID.
So for me, I started drinking whiskey not that long ago. I've always drank whiskey.
Yeah.
But I didn't drink like whiskey.
Yeah.
I always knew, man, my favorite drinks when I go somewhere or with people are going to be Crown and Coke, Jim Beam and Coke, Jack and Coke.
Yeah, you're going to have a mixed.
And then beer, I prefer porter that's aged in bourbon barrel staves. And then it dawned on me one day. I was like, I think I might
like bourbon.
Yeah, I might be a whiskey guy. Let me try some. And I drank straight whiskey and was like, that's hot.
Because you bought the worst bottle you possible.
I don't even remember what it was.
I don't remember what your first bottle was either.
I don't. But
because you came to me with this idea.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm totally down. Like I'll give you five. I'll give you 5 bottles you can drink right now.
Yeah. I was like, you drink whiskey, right? He was like, yeah, it was fucking today, Friday. Of course I drink fucking whiskey. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
But I actually never started a collection until you and I started doing this.
Right.
Which now I have next time I'm bringing over, because I finally finished it. Mm-hmm. I filled it. I say finished it. If you're a whiskey guy in any shape, form, you know what an infinity bottle is. Mm. And an infinity bottle is as you accrue different flavors. I finished it.
Really?
I filled it. Yeah.
That's been a while.
I filled it finally. And
what the fuck is that?
I have leftovers.
Like, man. Have you tried it?
I tried it.
You tried it?
I had to.
Is it?
I'm scared. I'm so scared, dude. There is so much. You have to understand that there's everything from Knob Creek 9, Knob Creek 15, Blade and Bow. Something I've never brought on this show. Blade and Bow we've never had. We've never sat down and had a bottle of Blade and Bow. We have.
Yeah.
But on this show, we have never.
Okay.
And that's probably one of the finest $60 bottles of fucking bourbon you can buy. Mm-hmm. It's a great bottle.
Right.
It's a solid drink. It's very sweet, and it does not go well with cigars.
Right.
That's the thing I've learned about it. And that's why I don't buy it that often.
Right.
But as a just sit down and sip and drink, that's one of your solid, like it really is a solid bottle of fucking bourbon. But I have this collection now. I have this infinity bottle. And I got to tell you, dude, the first sip I took from it was interesting.
Really?
It was really interesting because you got to figure everybody, for the most part, everybody blends their bourbons, right?
Yeah.
It comes from this barrel or that barrel. Like it's all thrown into one mark and it's bottled from there, right?
Yeah. To a degree. There's some that are.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mark. Rick. It's all thrown into one Rick and it's bottled from that point, right?
Yeah.
The thing is you get different flavors from different barrels.
For sure.
Now I'm giving you different flavors from different brands, different distilleries,
right?
Different barrels, multiple different barrels,
and so because a lot of people may not be aware, because that's a touchy thing with Scotch, is the blended versus not bourbon. Let's say like Buffalo Trace, they may age. They may have barrels that have been aging for say 15 years. They may have some 10 years. They may have some that are 2 years or 4 years.
Generally, it's
3 is the minimum, right? Or something. 2 is the minimum.
2
for
is
bourbon.
the minimum. Yes.
So they'll take the 2 and then the 5 and blend them, right? Mm-hmm.
Never different years. It's just
But
different barrels.
Just different casks.
Different barrels.
Okay.
So if I distill 700 gallons of Buffalo Trace,
yeah,
I take 50 barrels and I store that for the next 2 years. Now I take those, and it's very rare that anybody goes over, like if you're just producing a bourbon, it's very rare that anybody goes over the 2-year mark.
Yeah.
That's all you're trying to do is get that bottle out, right?
Right.
You're 2 years invested in something that will not yield you a profit.
Right.
For 2 years.
At least.
Right?
Yeah.
At bare minimum.
Yes.
Now, there's the occasion where they will take a single barrel and store it in a new warehouse in a different climate or the same climate.
Yeah.
For 3 more years, 5 more years, 10, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll do that. But typically we get to the 2-year mark, we throw it all in the same rick and we bottle it.
Yeah.
Right? Here's what you get. The difference in flavors and why it's called blended is because somebody may char the fuck out of this barrel, but not char the fuck out of this barrel, but it's charred to the appropriate temperature.
Yeah.
Right? So you're gonna get different flavors from different barrels.
Yeah.
All the time.
Right.
Right? So when you blend it, you expect one
cohesive
one cohesive flavor,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because of the blend.
Right.
If you take a single barrel, that single barrel is gonna taste different than your core product.
And see, that's what makes Scotch slightly different. I would assume because the single malt being like non-blended.
That's your end all be all. Like that's your go-to,
like,
right?
Yeah, that's your go-to for Scotch. Yeah. But so what I was gonna say is, for me, it took a while to get past. Like, I'd mentioned on one of the previous my wife became an avid whiskey drinker, and she expects.
I think that's beautiful too.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
She has.
My wife cannot.
She has this expectancy of other people to adhere to the same rules and flavor palette and understanding of whiskey.
Yes.
That she and I and you and whiskey drinkers abide by.
Yes.
And
my wife can only take and I want you to, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
My wife can only take sips of whiskey.
Right.
Not for any, like, give her cheap whiskey, she gets violent.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but we drove home. We drove home one night and she repeatedly told me how much she hated me, which I was like, all right, cool. We'll talk about it in the morning.
I've had that conversation with my wife.
However, if you give her higher end whiskey, she can only take a sip of that too, because apparently that fucks her ass up.
Right.
Like upside down retard. She went to bed.
Hate speech alert.
Hate speech alert. Whatever. Fucking yeah. My beautiful wife checked out on me at 7:30 last night.
Really?
Over less than a finger
of whiskey
of Blanton's.
Oh wow.
Fucking checked out on me. She's like, you can put the kid away. You can put the baby to bed. You can put the other little assholes to bed. I'm out. I'm done.
Damn.
I was like, bruh.
It's so early.
I had company over.
7 o'clock.
My boy Greg was over. It was
really?
like, yeah. We were doing the side by side, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I just like she checked the fuck out. So whiskey, like her drinking hard liquor like that. Listen, girl can
go for it.
She can take shots.
Yeah.
All fucking night long.
Mm-hmm.
And drink beer.
Of non-whiskey.
Yeah. One of her favorites. It's our household staple is Captain Morgan spiced apple.
So rum.
That's her thing, right?
Yeah.
She's a rum person.
Okay. Now, dude, there is some rums that I've kind of wanted to get into because
this Captain Morgan spiced apple is a very nice.
Outside of whiskey, I think rum has the most potential to have really good deep flavors.
Oh, absolutely.
Drinking it
because
in a
it's
way,
very
like,
similar.
You're not going to fucking drink vodka.
It's very similar to this process.
The process. Yeah.
It's very specific too.
Well, see, here's my thing is.
And rum's far older.
When I started drinking, yeah, exactly.
Than bourbon.
Yep. So when I started trying to drink whiskey, because I'm like, you know what? It was a lot of it was it's healthier, right?
Yeah.
I looked it up and I'm like, okay, the sugar. Like, dude, you drink a bunch of maple bacon coffee porter. It's great. It tastes amazing. And then you wake up the next day.
pounds to you.
Yeah. You wake up and you're like, I feel like shit.
Because it's sugary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right? And you gain weight. I mean, they call it a beer belly for a reason. So, I'm sorry.
I am offended.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a 6-pack.
we don't have a 6-pack. No.
Jimmy's closer than I am.
Maybe. I'm just skinny. That's it. I don't have a 6-pack.
So
my thing is, you know what? I love my favorite beers are aged in bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite cocktails are made with bourbon.
Yeah.
I think I might like whiskey. I started drinking some whiskey and I was like, I don't know if I like this because this is a little hot and spicy. It's like straight from the devil's lair type of shit.
I felt
right?
I feel like you were drinking the wrong ones.
I'm gonna drink a fucking no. Everything I tried to drink, I would watch somebody, bro, and they're like, oh, it tastes like fig nuts and cherry blossom and all this shit.
This
and
tastes
I'm
like fire.
Yeah. I'm like, this shit tastes like whiskey.
Yeah.
That's not what it fucking. They're like, it has this essence and aroma of like sweetened honey blossom. And I'm like, no, it's just hot and spicy.
But then you gravitated to scotch where it just butthole.
No. So I was like, no, I'm gonna fucking do it because I've seen some people who were like, dude, listen, to experience the flavor, to get past the ethanol, the alcohol, to really be able to understand what it is, it just takes time. And I'm like, you're fucking lying. Full of shit. You're making it up.
No.
The cherry you taste.
Tell me you didn't taste it.
It's in your fucking brain.
It's not.
Oh, dude. No. So over time, because like 2 weeks, I'm like, I'm gonna drink some whiskey every fucking day. Every day when I get home, I'm gonna drink some whiskey. It's gonna work for me.
Yep.
I'm gonna fucking taste the cherry blossom and the goddamn sweet honey and the date nuts and fig.
Eventually.
And it did take time, right? And I don't know when the fuck, I don't know. But now I can taste this shit, bro.
You're fine.
You sure? I don't know what happened.
You just caught me hiding my belly.
Oh. So now like I said, I don't know when it happened. I just kept drinking whiskey. And then because I talked to you about it, you were like, let's drink some whiskey today.
Yeah.
Let's come over and drink some whiskey. And I just kept drinking whiskey. And eventually I had got to a point where I'm like, oh, I taste the difference. Like that was the big thing.
You know, it's been 2 years since we started this.
I know.
Yeah.
I could buy
I have
cheap bottle of whiskey and I could buy an expensive bottle of whiskey and I could put them side by side and all I tasted
I have 15
whiskey.
bottles of whiskey on my whiskey table now.
Matter of fact,
I actually had to take over I don't even know what to call it. It's a cabinet that I built for my wife.
Armoire.
No, it's a cabinet that I built for my wife.
I feel like it's
originally they were nightstands. They're now in our living room, but they're made completely out of pallets. I had to take over one of those with bourbon because I have too much. I say I have too much, but I don't think there ever is too much.
There's not. I don't have enough. I thought I had too much until my wife was like, we ain't got no whiskey. We got to go shopping. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Stay ahead of the game.
Have I ever showed you?
Stay ahead of the game.
I showed you.
Because it's a lot better when you have 3
I
bottles.
showed you my table, didn't I?
You did. Yeah.
Dude, there's never a time that anybody could walk into my house and go, I really like a glass of bourbon. I'll be like, I'm all out.
Yeah. No.
Never. It's never going to fucking happen ever again.
Yeah, I'll never let that happen either.
But like literally, I could be like, what do you want?
So
I got 15 flavors.
True. And I also have an infinity bottle with all 15 in one. We got like 30 in one.
So scary. It's so scary.
But so I finally got that. And I got to that point where I'm like, no, I can tell, I can taste. Dude, we could have this Blanton's, we could have that Buffalo. I could tell them apart.
Yeah.
I can.
You can absolutely tell them apart.
Whenever I sip, it's immediate that I get all these different things happening and I pick them out. And it's not because I tried. It's just because it just happened because I got used to it, I guess. Right.
Exactly.
And now my wife, for example, she was the same way. She was drinking beers, different.
But she's a redbreast.
Well, so what happened was she was like, why? She started asking me questions and I was kind of enthusiastic about it because I'm like, man, no, it's good. Like I'm gonna go get this.
My
bottle
wife's
of
involved. Yeah.
fucking bourbon and shit.
I can't get my wife involved in that
Well,
shit.
no, before she was involved, I was enthusiastic that we were. I was like, man, I got a guy who's drinking whiskey with me, and we're gonna fucking drink some different stuff, and we're
for sure.
And I was talking to her about it, and she's like questioning me about it and different things. Yeah, and I'm like. So I give her some whiskey and she's like, yeah, I don't think I could do that. And I'm like, no, you could do it. It just takes time. It just takes time. She's like, I don't taste nothing but fire. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Now you and we sit down to talk outside of this.
Right.
And you're like, my wife was like, we should have a glass of whiskey and a cigar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking dope, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, because I got her to that point, you know, but it took a long time. And for her, it wasn't because of whiskey. Once she was like, whiskey's not good for you. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Okay, no alcohol is technically good for you. But if you're going to drink any alcohol, realistically, spirit alcohol.
Bourbon's your best bet. Yeah.
And then she was like, no. So I Googled it.
Everybody's like vodka, this,
zero
vodka,
sugar, zero gluten, zero this,
fucking
zero
bourbon.
that.
Bourbon is your go-to.
Yeah. And she was like, okay, I'll try it.
You can drink your, for everybody else that's out there that's like, oh, but vodka's so much better. No, it's not. Vodka is grain.
Yes.
Because 90%, hold on.
Corn and shit.
But it's not,
same thing,
there's difference.
Yes.
Right? This, through the process, the grain, the gluten goes away.
It's
right?
all gone.
It does not happen in vodka.
And vodka tastes like fucking vodka.
Yes.
Who would drink fucking straight vodka?
The only thing that I would say for like people who drink, who are diehard vodka people, move to a potato vodka. If you want a better vodka, move to an actual potato vodka.
I think Belvedere was a potato.
I know Belvedere is not a potato.
It's not.
No, it's a grain vodka. It's a French vodka.
No.
Yes.
Is it?
Just like Grey Goose.
Yeah.
Belvedere and Grey Goose are French vodkas.
There was one that I was buying
Kettle
back
One.
in my 20s.
If you want a really good vodka, it's a potato vodka. It's a solid fucking 10.
Nobody,
it's a 10 out of 10.
Nobody wants a really good vodka because here we fucking drink bourbon and whiskey and shit and scotch.
But don't you like Bloody Marys? I want you guys to know that there will be Bloody Mary cast one day.
I hold my head low, sir. You got me.
Bloody Marys are delicious, and anybody that says otherwise can eat my dick from the back.
Yeah.
Because Bloody Marys are a solid fucking beverage.
They are my go-to outside of straight neat whiskey.
Legit.
Like those are the two drinks I want.
It's so good. It is everything you could ever hope for.
Yeah.
In a beverage that it belongs at breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like you pick your time and have a Bloody Mary. Yes.
Brunch.
Pick your time and have a Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you just woke up or if you just fell asleep. Yeah. Have a Bloody Mary. They're delicious.
Had a hangover from drinking the night before.
Drink a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, drink a Bloody Mary.
Gone.
It's good.
They're the greatest drink. It's the greatest mixed beverage you could ever have.
But I would never drink straight fucking vodka.
Nobody drinks straight vodka.
We're gonna try these different vodkas. No, fuck that.
Scratch that. Unless you're a
Vladimir
comedian,
Putin.
Unless you're a comedian who
or a Russian
happened to take Russian and spent time in Russia and may or may not have had ties to the Russian mafia.
I'm drinking straight whiskey in fucking Russia.
I want you to know that I just named a comedian without naming a comedian, and they're all like, we know who he is.
I have no clue who you're talking about.
Because that's why, this is why I have to teach you about culture.
No.
Yes.
Why? Why do I need to know about a comedian who drinks vodka in Russia? Is it a comedian I know?
It probably is.
I bet I do.
If I showed him to you, you'd be like, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, I think I know who he is. I think I know who he is.
Went to Florida State?
No, I don't know who he is. That doesn't. No, maybe. Yeah, I think his name
does his entire set with his shirt off.
His name start with a B.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. Okay. See.
All right.
See.
I know.
See.
Okay. I knew who you were talking about.
That guy.
Florida
That's
State
probably
thing threw me for a minute though, but then I was like, oh,
that's probably the only guy in the world that drinks straight vodka.
Right.
Him and the Russians.
Because you're fucking insane.
Yeah, him and the Russians. But here's the best part: the Russians, they made vodka. This French vodka, this grain bullshit that they make, it's not vodka.
Grey Goose.
They're fucking gay.
No. How about Patron? Is that your tequila?
Tequila?
Tequila.
You really want to talk about tequila?
No.
Patron is trash.
Exactly.
Anybody who drinks Patron is the equivalent of pumpkin spice lattes.
Drink Four Loko. It's better for you. it's more pure. It's actually what it is.
Slam 3 of those and fucking set your lawn furniture on fire while listening to Slipknot. Yeah. The reality of it is, when you talk about other liquors, tequila is only as good as the agave they use.
Yep.
Right?
Before you get into that, I'm going to finish what I said before you cut me off for like the 17th time.
It's like you don't do it to me.
I do it all the time.
Fuck out of here.
No, so it's funny, man. When that shit happened to me, when I started really being able, like, I don't know when it happened, but I got my wife into it.
I think that's beautiful.
And I saw her, like, when I was drinking whiskey, I didn't see it. I just drank it. Sure. And I would smell it. And I'm like, oh, it smells like ethanol, smells like gas. And I would set it down.
Horse piss.
I'd set it down for like 5 minutes. And then when I went back to it, without really disturbing it much and smell it. And I'm like, oh, I really can smell.
Gave it some time to breathe.
Yes, right.
So gave it that aeration that it deserves.
Yeah, it's kind of learning those things.
You let that ethanol boil off.
Yes.
Yeah.
I taught this stuff to her.
Like I did this. Like I'm a connoisseur. Yeah, fucking Salt Bay that shit, bitch.
So she got the hang of it over time. And now she's a fucking redbreast freak. She's like,
I appreciate the shit out of that.
I love it. I think it's fucking amazing. But I can't believe she got to a point. And now she's like, hey, you guys want some whiskey? And people are like,
let's talk about this for a minute.
Gulp.
Let's talk about the cultural, like, mash that is, right?
Mexican American.
Your wife is a Mexican American that will enjoy a bourbon and a cigar, as well as she is a go-to to Irish whiskey. Mm-hmm. Bro, if she were redheaded, it'd be like the trifecta of like...
For sure.
Yeah.
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 Leans right.
Exactly.
Tatted all up like a hippie.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like every stereotype broken.
Legit, dude. There's zero stereotype that you could be like, that's her.
But you know what? That should be every fucking body. Because there should not be a, like you.
I don't know, dude. If we took away stereotypes, I don't think the world would be fun.
You're right.
I know I'm right.
But she is the freest, non-conforming. Like, she does what she does because that's what she does. You don't do what you do because that's what he does or she does or I'm supposed to do.
For sure.
Well, I'm Mexican, so I should vote Democrat because that's what they say.
I'm Mexican. I should be voting Democrat. I should be eating tortillas.
If I'm a vote,
no, dude,
I should know why.
Why?
Why am I voting for this guy?
Who the fuck? What did he do to earn my vote? She is a whole bunch of that. Yes.
Yeah. So it's the epitome of just like being who the fuck you are. Instead of being like, well, certain people don't have full back tattoos and face piercings. Fuck that. I like that shit.
My wife grew up in a wholly Democrat house.
Right? Yeah.
And my wife will be the first one to tell you.
Yep.
Not who I am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, she is the absolute antithesis of I'm the opposite of whatever the fuck you thought it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I love that about our wives.
Yeah.
Because they're wholly their own people.
For sure.
Like they don't conform to everything that you see on the outside, nor what you think you know of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that being said, I do want to touch on the topic that we originally talked about.
Shit, I can't even format.
Fucking don't remember. Formatting, baby. Like I'm over here formatting
Japanese Blantons, and I'm fucking.
We originally decided.
I'm over here formatting. Over here formatting like a motherfucker.
You spill one more drop of that, and I'm gonna charge you for it.
Spill my ass. Where to go?
Back behind you.
Nope.
I watched it happen.
No, you didn't. You saw that. You saw them legs going up, but no, I didn't spill. Trust me, I'm not that far gone.
You're lucky this camera went out.
What the fuck?
Yeah, battery's dead. Anyways, so the original format to this was supposed to be stupid laws.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember?
Yeah, I do.
Now, so I'm going to read you. I'm going to read a couple of them.
Okay, go for it.
So the first one, I haven't even made it to a website that talks about these.
Illegal marijuana.
The first one that shows up on Google, you literally type in unnecessary laws.
The first
ready?
one should be weed being illegal.
Nope.
That should be. Yeah,
nope.
It should.
Nope.
It should.
Where do you think this law is? First of all, what state do you think this law is?
What the fuck the law is? You got to tell me.
I'm not going to tell you yet.
Well, I'm just supposed to guess where
I want you to take a guess.
New Hampshire.
The stupidest.
New York.
Listen,
New York.
This is the top result.
California.
In Google, right? The top result in Google.
Is it Florida?
Is this law? Yes. In Florida, it is illegal to fish while driving across the bridge.
I feel like Florida man caused that.
I feel like that was necessary.
I feel like Florida man did that.
I feel like some asshole.
Somebody was high on meth.
Was going across the skyway.
Yep.
It was like,
yep.
I'm going to catch one.
Like, that's not one of them laws that's been around for 40 years. That was like last Sunday, a motherfucker was doing that. Like, you could, oh, fuck, man.
Yeah, dude.
Florida. See, and that's what, it's because of Florida, man. That's why we got these crazy ass laws. Like, you're not allowed to chew someone's face off while stuck in traffic at 2 a.m.
Yep.
Like, that's where these weird specific laws. It said fish off a bridge. Wait a minute. No, it didn't say fish off a bridge. It said fish while driving.
It did.
Down a bridge.
Yeah. Across a bridge.
Yeah. I don't know how productive that is anyway.
In Anniston, Alabama.
Oh, no. See, I would have thought the most ignorant laws would be out of California.
You may not wear blue jeans down Noble Street. That is a law.
For all intents, Noble Street has been renamed 17 different times. You should probably be
wearing khakis running down that street.
Well, if it intersects MLK.
You ready? Same place.
Okay.
Bear wrestling matches are prohibited.
Just outright.
Yeah, you can't bear wrestle.
Whole state.
Not allowed to bear wrestle. Alex the Terrible would have been arrested in Anniston, Alabama for wrestling a bear. Do you know who Alex the Terrible is?
I don't.
He's a metal singer.
Now, but this was my question because you said bear wrestling.
And he wrestles bears.
And I was wondering, I'm like, wait a minute. Bear as in like, I'm bare naked? Bear as in like bare knuckle boxing?
The fucking animal.
Bear as in like grizzly?
Yeah. Smokey, the bear.
Right. Yogi.
Yogi, the bear.
I feel like I could take Yogi though.
Hey, boo-boo. Okay. Dominoes may not be played on Sunday. Yes. May not be played on Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. We don't play dominoes on Sunday.
That one is probably from Jim Crow era. That feels racist to me.
It is illegal for a driver to be blindfolded while operating a vehicle.
That's not a stupid law,
That's
man.
in Alabama, dude.
That's a real.
That's in Alabama. And I swear to God, somebody did it. Somebody did it. They didn't write that law because they didn't write that law for no fucking reason.
No.
Somebody fucking did it.
That's where half of but that's the problem.
But here's the thing. I don't think that it was one person that did it. No. I think multiple fucking people did it because there's no way that they were like, we have to write this law.
They're like, bro, know we have to write this fucking law because of how many times.
Because Joe Bob did it one time, right? They didn't write the law because Joe Bob did it one time.
No.
They wrote the law because Joe Bob and Jimmy Joe and Alabama fucking Slammer, they all fucking did it separate times.
Right.
And they were like, this is getting out of hand.
Duck Washington or whatever the fuck.
Mobility. That's a whole nother conversation.
I don't know. It just came to me.
Are you ready?
What? No, you're right.
You may not drive barefooted. This is all in Alabama.
That should be a Florida law.
No, here's what should be a Florida law. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You cannot chain your alligator to a fire hydrant. That's a Florida law, is it not?
Yeah,
that's got to be.
Where is it?
Alabama.
Bro, and that's the crazy thing is something like that, like you said.
You may not have an ice cream cone in your back pocket at any time.
Somebody
in Alabama
has done this shit. Somebody did that shit.
I feel like that's a wholly Florida law.
For sure.
That is like
that's
ingrained in the Constitution of Florida.
Yeah.
You may not chain your alligator to a fire hydrant. It's dangerous
because you don't just come up like if you're
fire hydrant breaks?
If you're a lawmaker,
if
you're a lawmaker, you're like, who do we extort for money? You don't sit down with Rob and go, all right, man, what you doing today? Yeah, you all right, man. We're gonna make some laws. What are you thinking today? And that's it. You just
alligators.
Come up. No, you're like,
thinking a lot about alligators.
You remember
fire
the guy.
Hydrants.
You remember the guy who chained the alligator to the fire hydrant, and then because it was part of the city, they sued us, and we had to pay out because the judge, the asshole.
I feel like we need to do a whole episode on this because there's 50 states here, right?
Oh, this is dumb laws from all
50 states.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going to skip over to Florida. Are you ready?
Yeah.
In Sarasota, it is illegal to sing in public. It is illegal to sing in a public place while attired in a swimsuit. You cannot sing in a swimsuit in a public place.
So specific.
It's super specific.
It's like somebody did it and they were like, well, we can't get this bitch today. But if
here's
she
my
ever
favorite
comes back here.
I've known about this one for years and I think it's
am I
fucking
wrong?
Hilarious.
Like, how do you create a law so specific? It was like.
It's only in Sarasota, bro. You can do that in West Palm. You just can't do it in Sarasota.
But that's what I mean. It was like somebody did it and they pissed off someone to the point where like, you gonna leave today.
Yeah, the crotchety old fucking city councilman.
You come back here and do this shit.
They're like, that girl in that bikini cannot sing here.
Right.
Because she's wearing a bikini.
And they're like, boss, we can't do it. There's
boobs
no
are
law.
too big.
There's no law that says she can't.
Well, we're writing the law.
Right.
Yeah.
That bitch comes back and she's going to jail.
You ready?
Just so specific.
This is my favorite law in the state of Florida that I know is not enforced in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Mm-hmm. And nor would it ever be, right?
Does it say what year?
No. Okay. I would love to know the years though.
Yeah.
A special law prohibits unmarried women from parachuting on Sunday or she shall risk arrest, fine, or jailing.
Damn.
That's the state of Florida. That's not just a place. That's the whole ass state. If you are unmarried and a woman, you may not parachute on Sunday.
And the thing is, it couldn't have been written that fucking long ago. Because who the fuck was parachuting? Like, it wasn't written in like matter of fact,
this one's for Tampa.
I don't even know when Florida was. Probably 1900.
Florida law.
I'm gonna shut my mouth now.
Forbids rats to leave ships docked in Tampa Bay.
What? Say that again. Florida law prohibits rats from leaving ships
docked in Tampa Bay.
Agreed.
Yes, that's the law. Is that not a great law? I think that's the perfect law, right?
But who?
Like that's the best law that you could have written in the state of Florida.
Is it like the captain? That you're like, bro, look, a bunch of rats jumped off your ship.
All I know is you better have the Pied Piper there leading the rats back to the ship.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Does it say what like jail fines?
Nope.
No.
Doesn't say anything about that.
Prohibited?
These are just laws. Hialeah. Hialeah, this is South Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ambling and strolling is a misdemeanor.
Ambling?
Ambling.
I don't even know what the fuck ambling is. And what? Strolling?
Mildly walking.
It said strolling?
And strolling.
It's
mildly
like
walking.
Skipping to Maloo is prohibited inside the city
in
limits of Hialeah.
In Hialeah, you cannot amble, nor can you stroll.
You skip to Maloo,
that's a misdemeanor.
You're gonna be.
That's a misdemeanor. It's a $50 fine. You will have your day in court, ma'am or sir.
That's fucking insane.
You ready? You ready? These are all Florida laws. You ready?
Yeah.
In Florida, failure to tell your neighbor his house is on fire is illegal.
What? That's fucking
If
crazy.
your neighbor's house is on fire, you are duty bound by law to tell him his house is on fire.
And you know what's funny?
Listen, I want you to understand something. The next time I see a house fire, I'm be like, hey, your house is on fire.
I'm going to write it on a paper.
I had to do my duty.
And I'm going to write it on a paper and make a paper plane. And be like,
shoot it over there. Light it on fire before you do it. Just add fuel to the fire.
Yeah. I'll be like, but you know what I mean?
I did my duty.
I did my duty, man.
It's my lawful duty.
I feel like these laws, though, that like make you do stuff, that's some bullshit.
Guess what?
Like, what if I don't?
In the state of Florida, you have to have a license to skateboard.
Nah.
Legit.
Are you serious? What kind of license?
It is illegal to skateboard without a license.
What type of license?
I would assume that your general license. So you have to be 16 years old, or you have to be 16 or older.
You got to have a
skateboard.
Car, a motor vehicle.
Yes. Then why would you skateboard? If I got a car and I'm able to drive of the legal age, why the fuck am I skateboarding anywhere?
You might just be really cool, like a hipster.
I think that's a crazy ass one, and I love that.
Yeah.
That warms my heart.
So fucking odd, though. No, fuck that, man. See, fuck the.
You ready? Here's the crazy one.
Stick it to the mind.
Here's the crazy one. Women may be fined for falling asleep under a hairdryer, as can the salon owner.
So the falling asleep under a hairdryer in a salon.
Both of you can be fined.
That shit was made in the 50s. When motherfuckers was going over there and they was putting the big old helmet down.
Oh, this one's great. This is the last Florida law. We can end the day here. You ready?
Yeah.
Let me get this closer because you are not allowed to break more than 3 dishes per day or chip the edges of more than 4 cups and or saucers. In Florida.
Where? In your own home?
In Florida.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm calling the cops on you.
Like if I come to your house and do it, I could see that.
I'm calling the cops on you.
But like if I'm mad at my wife and I'm like, I ain't doing these goddamn dishes, wham.
Right. You can't break more than 3. You better stop at 3.
She go call
3's
the
the limit,
like,
ho.
Man, listen, this motherfucker
He broke 4.
4 dishes.
He broke 4 plates and 2 cups.
Chipped the edges on 6 of my damn saucers. What the fuck?
I know right now my wife's going to call the cops on me tonight.
No more red breads for my wife.
God damn.
Oh my God, bro.
That's Florida.
So specific though.
It is uber specific.
Some of these laws sound like if you're a dude on a Sunday, you're not allowed to comb your beard to the right.
God, I skipped one.
With a fine tooth comb.
I skipped one. Are you ready?
Like, what the
I think this might be the most important one ever.
Uh-oh. I feel like none of those laws were important.
No. This is incredibly important.
I can tell by the tone of your voice. This is
This is serious.
Is this like the alligator one?
This is serious. This is way more. This is way more than the alligator one. Are you ready?
Because I would hate to get.
I'm going to need dead silence for
by
this.
a fire or a,
Nope, it's worse. You ready?
Okay.
If an elephant is left tied to a parking meter, the parking fee has to be paid just as it would be for a vehicle.
So this is what I mean.
What the fuck?
This has been around only as long as parking meters.
You can't tie up your damn elephant
like somebody did this recently
at a parking meter and not get fined if you let that parking meter run out. You better fill that fucking parking meter.
Like this is recent because they didn't have fucking parking meters in 1912.
Yes, they did.
No, the fuck they didn't. Who the hell had a parking meter in 1912 in Tampa?
Hey, Siri.
I don't know if Siri is enabled.
Damn it.
You may have to Google it like they did in 1912. Use your fingers like they did in 1912.
First parking.
Bro, if you tell me they have parking meters that long ago.
The world's first parking meter, known as Park-O-Meter number 1, is installed in the southeast corner of what was then First
New
Street
York.
and Robinson Avenue in Oklahoma City.
Whoa.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma on July 16th, 1935. Sit down. Don't talk to me no more.
35 though, that was okay, but here's my thing. 35 is
in 35. I was riding elephants and parking them next to parking meters.
Far-fetched from 1912.
Sir.
The 30s to the 50s.
I was riding elephants in 1935. What are you talking about?
That's what I mean.
Getting ready for Hitler.
Bro, I guarantee. Okay. They're like, we're in the middle of war. Okay.
You need elephants.
The Germans, the Japanese, you have all these things. But these motherfucking elephants in Tampa Bay. Dude, Google, see if you first meter in Florida. I doubt that that's a notable date to Wikipedia. Because I would love to know that the parking meter, the very first Park-O-Meter installed in Oklahoma in 35, right? That they got them in 45 or 50, and the first elephant was like 1970. I feel like this had to have been somewhat recent.
1936.
Damn. So the government wasn't playing. They were
Oklahoma City said parking meters.
Yeah.
Florida was like, bet.
Yeah.
Got it.
The whole ass government, all 50 states was like, listen, wait a minute. So you're telling me right now, motherfuckers are paying you to park their car.
Mm-hmm. Florida was like, understood.
I'm in.
We're doing it.
I'm in.
Elephants also get charged.
But hear me out. What do you think about a booth on a road? To cross the road, pay a toll.
Double them.
You know what I'm saying? Because go down south in fucking Florida, you're like, toll.
Legit.
Parking meter. Oh, you want to cross here? Give me $1. You want to park here? Give me $0.25.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers,
where do you think all that money goes?
Man. Listen.
You nickel and diming me to death.
Yeah.
That's my favorite phrase.
I'm telling you, bro. You got to take the fucking coast around Florida to get anywhere. Because if
all you can do is take 95 or A1.
Yeah, don't go the fast way.
You have to take 95 or 75.
Fast way is expensive.
You make your choice. 95 or 75, or you're gonna pay for it.
You pay for it.
I'll give you one. You ready?
Yeah.
US 27 is still not tolled.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Nope.
Wait.
Through the entire state. There's
Really?
not one toll on US 27.
No shit.
Yeah.
But you can't take 27 everywhere.
Yes, you can.
No,
you can take it from. Yes, you can. You can take it from here, from Miami, just outside of Miami, where it turns to 301. You can take it from Miami. You're gonna listen to me. You can take it from Miami all the way straight up to fucking New York. US 27 is all the way up to New York. Don't play with me.
Yeah, but you can't fucking get off without paying a toll in most places.
No, it's untold. It's a U.S. highway.
I know the highway is untold, but if you need to get off and fucking go towards Kissimmee and Orlando and go downtown.
Now you're getting on toll roads.
Yes.
US 27 is not a toll road.
Well, that of course.
You can drive the entirety of US 27 and never be charged.
Yeah, there's US highways that are uncharged. But if you want to get off that fucking highway,
how did this come to this conversation?
Pay me. Parkometer.
1936, bitch.
Goddamn government.
Goddamn elephants.
Fuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you had fun with this one. Have a good night.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.